Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of CaseyBuilds Live. And today we are doing a very different build, very special build. As you can see, we're not in the Lego studio. Today we are streaming live from Sacramento, and Lex is off getting her hair cut today, so we have a special guest sorter today as well, who's going to be actually doing things a little bit different than the way Lex does it. And he's been sorting for a long time, so they each have their own special way of doing things, and today will just be his special way. So no Mike 16 in the chat today. But we're building a motorcycle, so should be a fun, smaller Technic set, but should be a quick little fun build today. So I'm going to go ahead and flip on over to the build cam, and we can start building. So let's see here. One of the nice things that my dad does for me when he's setting out the pieces like this is he will sort all of the pieces, but he also enjoys setting them out for me ahead of time. So he will follow along with his iPad and follow the instructions in the iPad and follow the set number that I'm on, so that while I'm building, he can not just have things nice and sorted, but set them all out. So for that reason, today we might be going even quicker, since I'm not going to have to be hunting around for things. So even though the Technic sets usually take a little bit longer than the normal sets, this one should be pretty quick. Also, this is it's not one of the larger sets. It's 600 some pieces, so that is obviously a far cry from the 4,000 pieces for things like the Disney Castle or Death Star. So much different. Much different scale, but should end up with a pretty cool looking little motorcycle. So you'll probably see the guest sorter's hand reaching over a little bit. If he gets up and comes over in front of the camera, you might get a peek at him, but there it is. No. Guest sorter hand. You can see it over here. Yep, there you go. He likes to wait in the wings. So this Ducati is the Panigale V4R. So it's got a V4 engine, which it does qualify, so I was asking my dad about this prior to, and then looking at it on Wikipedia real quick. The superbike qualification, drink every time you see the guest sorter's hand, chug if you see his face. Perfect. That's it. Huh? Yes, yeah. Very good, Bo James. Yeah. What was I saying? Superbikes, yes. So the superbikes, normally to qualify to be a superbike, it's between 750 cc's and 1,000 cc's. This, the normal production street bike version of this bike is actually has a larger engine than that, but they make a special version of this model so that it can qualify for the superbike races. So it's actually overpowered for the qualification, and then They dumb down the street version of the bike for the races. Well, I mean, dumb down, but kind of. It's probably not really the right word to use, but you guys get it. Yeah, I'm definitely flying along with this now. So one other thing, let's see here. What else? What other interesting Ducati trivia might there be? It's Ducatis from Bologna, Italy. Does the CaseyBuilds logo only spin during a live stream? Yes. I don't think I've put the CaseyBuilds the time lapses that I did, because I think that's probably the only difference. Oh, you mean if you're watching the stream after the fact? If you're just watching the recording, that's probably what you mean. No, the logo, it's baked into the video, so that's constantly occurring. Bologna. Thank you. Up there. But one of the things that we were talking about before the stream as well is that, well, you'll see once the bike is complete, but looking at the bike, looking at this bike, it looks Italian. And it's kind of neat how things like this, it looks like this could be a two-wheeled cousin of some Ferrari, and it's neat how different regions of the world can produce things that look like they're from the same area, even though they're, obviously different. So, sort of neat the way that works. Bologna, home to the Basilica San Peltronio I don't know if I can pronounce Petronio. Oh, Petronio. There's no L. And the Torre de Asignielli. Ooh, that sounds. Torre kind of sounds Lamborghini-ish. Good question. Why does Ferrari not make motorcycles or racing motorcycles? Excellent question. I don't think we have an answer for that here. Maybe Enzo just never felt like he had a very good sense of balance. I don't know. Maybe they felt like they did the car thing good enough that they didn't need to mess around with anything else. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting step. Where's this go? This goes here. Guest sorter knows everything. Yeah, well. That kind of goes together like that. Yeah, that seems. That would be interesting, though, seeing Ferrari come out with a bike. Oh, well, that's a shame. Bo James says the Ferrari F1 cars are very slow this year.
They are.
That's
Disappointing.
Enzo would be so sad. Wow, this one's kind of a tough one to get in. Not quite sure what part of the bike we're working on yet, or which way that's going to be angled. Because they got caught cheating, and the FIA banned their little engine hack. Well, it's only cheating if you get caught, right? So. I do not believe this is going to have a sidecar. No. That looks right, though. Okay. If I had to guess, I would think that this might be the front, or the more central part of the bike. All right, that goes away for now. New part of the assembly. Let's see what this is. Bo James, you're not at any chance that you're with your Sacramento crew right now, are you? I know that's when you tend to create the games with the streams that you do. Also, this might be what you're missing when you're... I know you... Bo James doesn't really enjoy the Technic sets all that much, but I have a feeling it might just be because he doesn't have someone helping him with them. That's good. Yeah. Bo James, perhaps you should ask the wife to help you a little bit with the sorting. This is, how are you oriented? You are oriented this way. Here. Okay. I cringe everyone. I see a small black barrel connector piece and they ship with 10,000 of them. Yeah, well, it's just sort of the way the Technic sets work. See, if you have somebody sorting for you though, then you don't have to see them all at once, and then you don't need to have your PTSD triggered by seeing them all 10,000 of them. Alternatively, perhaps Ginny Posey could be sorting during nap time. Or the whole family could be playing together. Throw out the Duplo while mom and dad put together their own set. See, I've got all sorts of great ideas. Oops. Or maybe post-COVID, we can just have a Lego building party one weekend. How about that? Holy cow. Okay, how's this all go together? This goes like, I don't know which, oh, blue goes up. That's like that. This connects. Where does this connect? This goes under here. I'm not. This is wild. Like that. That needs to be flush across there. Oh, okay. So that goes in there. Yeah, we'll do a build party. I think that's the best idea. This is backwards. This is a tricky step. Normally they're, let's see, that goes like that. I'm having a hard time following what the instructions want here. And it's not because they're poorly done, it's just, this is kind of a really weird thing we got going here. Is that right? That. Okay, that needs to be like that. So when that's up. Oh, that's the problem. No, it's not a problem. Oh, it is right. No, it's not. That needs to be turned. Okay. Okay, now it all matches up. That all aligns. Wow, that was a tricky one. Okay. Now, where does it connect to here? This guy is flat. And this blue connector goes here. Oh, jeez. This is one of the more complicated steps most complicated steps I think I've ever seen. That goes through there. Okay. Wow. Bo James, you would not enjoy this set. This is not a good Technic set for you. See you, Bo James. All right. Okay, so we kind of have a something of a either a transmission or not sure what, but this is going to click around, and as you can see here, it will actually change this selector. If it's a drive selector or a gear selector, I'm not sure which. But yeah. Okay. That step took way too long. Let's keep moving here. Oh, well, I have a feeling Bo James has already cut out motherboard, but that's a wonderful offer, and I'll let him know. I'm sure he would love that. Okay. Yes. Okay, everything is aligned correctly. That was probably the most difficult step in this entire thing. So we'll put that aside and keep going. Where am I? This one. Thank you. be kind of fun if you guys were up visiting Ginny Posey's parents. Could have a Lego party. Everybody could come over. I don't know. Seems like there's a good idea in there. All right. Where does this go? This goes in here. Like that. Wow. Okay, so what this set is going to, what's going to lack in number of pieces, it's going to have I believe, a very impressive density and complexity with the pieces that it has. So, not complaining. I like it when they get creative with this kind of stuff, but this is definitely going to be an interesting one. Let's see how those are supposed to line up. We have some interesting gearing going on here. Don't know what this is for yet, but very satisfying construction to it. We're doing a lot of neat things here, going back and forth between having pieces that lock these axles into place, making them static, and having other ones that can turn. So there's a whole lot of really interesting combinations going on through here to make those sorts of things possible. And so there's I suppose it's not that it's ever not, but some very specific combinations of pieces being used to enable all of this stuff that we're doing right now. Okay, the red one goes through back up. Shoot. It goes through there. All right. This red axle goes through back here. That one's there. These should fit together somewhere around here. Let's see. It's bumping into something. It's not coming together the way it should. Boy. Oh, that's the problem. That one needs to spin a skosh. Okay. Now that those are all engaged. Okay. Yep. Okay. This guy needs to be on first. Oh, did they tell us to push these ones in? They did. There. Okay. Oops. this guy will finish off the other side. There we go. So we're almost all done with this middle part here. As far as building both sides go, it's the sort of thing where it's obviously going to have a symmetry to it. All right, time to build up our engine. This does have a V4 engine, so I'm assuming once we have the build here, we'll see a proper V4. It has a 90-degree V4 engine. So this looks like it will have the proper angle to it, which we should have all confirmed very soon. It's kind of nice building one of these Technic sets that having an engine that's just a 4-cylinder engine like this, because normally, at least with the supercars, at the smallest engine is going to be a 6-cylinder, and then usually they're much more than that, like the Chiron or Chiron or however they pronounce it, 16-cylinder monster. But just having 4 cylinders like this, it makes putting together one of these engine blocks much easier. These things, the more that you build out of them, the larger these get. They start to kind of get hard to work with. So having a smaller number of cylinders makes it quite a bit easier. This goes in here. Okay. Constantly trying to check to make sure I have this thing angled at the right angle to make sure I'm putting things in the right spots. Oops, backwards. Should be right. And as promised, well, it's not exactly 90 degrees, but it's close to. It's a 80-degree engine, so we'll chalk it up to Lego. I don't even really want to say limitations. That doesn't seem like a fair word to use, but good enough, close enough. Okay, so we got an engine in there, which isn't yet connected to all this other gearing, but I imagine that's coming up real quick. Also, there were some really interesting Lego piece choices as he was sorting all of these out earlier. My brother was watching, and we noticed some interesting pieces that you would not expect to see in a Technic Lego set, which I will point out once we get there. But I am very curious to see how some of these pieces are actually going to get used in this set. Like I am having a hard time imagining how we're actually going to be using some of them. So that should be fun once we get there. And we're just mirroring the other side to lock all of our gears and the engine in place. So once we're done with this, the whole central component here should be pretty much set. mystery box. Oh, hello, Aunt Nancy. No worries for missing it. We're just building a motorcycle right now. Keep losing that piece. Got the innards almost complete here. Okay. And let's see here. This guy, and this guy goes through there. Okay. And this fella goes there. And for whatever it's worth, this thing feels like it's the more dense these pieces are when you're putting it together, the more it just really makes this thing feel solid. So this one already, with all of these pieces, this is gonna be a solid brick. Very sturdy. It's good. The motor is not yet connected up to the gearing. Probably getting close. I'd imagine once we open up this box over here, we're going to have a couple of rubber bands in it, which is usually what they use when we're doing things with either transmissions, gear selectors, that kind of thing. The rubber bands are usually what lock the gears into place. So far, not sure what it's actually going to do, but let's see here. There's one or two in there. There are two. So if we ever need another rubber band, we have a spare. Spare rubber band. Garbage. It is possible that this rubber band is being used for a little bit of flavor, to be some kind of belt in the engine. But that seems unlikely to me, but we'll find out. I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Yeah, usually the rubber bands are what cause things to snap back into place. So, for example, when we were building like the Porsche, not the one from last weekend, but the very first build on CaseyBuilds that we did, the Porsche was, it had the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, and the rubber band is what allowed you to pull on it but then have it snap back into place. Okay, how's this go? Oh, that goes all the way down, and then these need to be here. Well, that's an interesting piece. That's real interesting. It's got a little nub sticking up here. It's kind of a new one to me. I don't know if I've seen that one before. Let's see what that's going to be used for. Okay, this goes through here, supposedly. Okay, and this locks it into place on this side. Okay. All right. Looks like we're working on some wheels now. Oops. Nope. There we go. That was also some more of the interesting pieces on this one. The suspension pieces on this bike are not. There is a you can actually see the pieces over here. There's a standard spring like we've seen a lot, but these guys are actually new pieces that I can't think if I've ever seen those in the set before either. So it's fun seeing the new pieces. That way and that way. Okay. This guy. Nope, that's not lined up right. That needs to be lined up like that. Haha, okay. Okay. It's locked into place real good. Through the bottom of that one. This guy goes there. It's one of the things that's different about, well, I suppose about motorcycles, different between motorcycles and cars. I was going to say different about building a motorcycle out of Technic's pieces as opposed to a car, but I'd imagine it would be just the same, if not more so, in the real world. That with the motorcycle, you don't really have a whole lot of places where you can hide stuff. It's right there. You know, with the car, there's paneling, and you can kind of, you got a lot more space to work with. This one, you basically, especially with the Technic set, there's no extra room. You have a finite amount of room to work in, and it's all visible. It's all right there. So there's obviously going to be a couple of panels put over top of it. for aerodynamics purposes and keeping dirt out of places a little bit and stuff like that. But there's a whole lot less room for error. That doesn't even feel like the right words to use either, but it's all on display. Building a bike is a lot different than building a car, despite a lot of shared pieces and ideas. Hey, there's that extra rubber band. Okay. Now this guy flips around this way. That goes through there. Yeah, with a car you can put maps inside the door panels. Exactly. Can't do that with a bike. Maybe you could put a sticker of it on the gas tank that you're sitting on. I don't know. Probably don't want to spend a whole lot of time looking down though. Let's see here. Okay, where's this one go? This red piece needs to connect through into there. Oh, that's kind of floppy, but that's the suspension bits. I'm sure that'll be way tighter once we're done with all of this stuff. This side, this needs to go through here and all the way through there. Okay, well that's starting to hold it into place. That went through there. Okay. Okay, continuing to build upon the very impressive density and complexity of the density. Another rubber band. There it is. Okay. Let's see if this one will be used in a less ornamental way. It looks like it. Okay. This hangs off of here. This goes down to here. There we go. Yep. So this time you can see, so this is going to be your shifter, and you can see here, because of the way that this rubber band is, when you move the shifter, it actually locks it into four different locations. So And because the shifter only moves in 3 places over here, there's actually, looks like maybe it'll be 3 gears. I don't know the number of gears normally on a bike. 6. So. Oh, we will absolutely take this thing off some sweet jumps. Thank you for asking. Yes. So you can see the. Okay. And oh, I never in. It says in. I don't know why. Okay. Oh, maybe that means neutral. In for neutral. Oh, it's neutral, drive, and reverse. Because if that goes that way. So it's, yeah. It's just, looks like it's high gear, neutral, and low gear. And that is just... We have 2 gears plus a neutral. So you can see here, it might be hard to see, but when this guy is spinning, right now we're in neutral. If it goes down, these other pieces here spin at the speed that they do. If it goes up, they spin at a different speed. And you can see the engine inside doing its thing. So it's all connected through. That's awesome. Very cool. Oh, yeah. All I need to do is turn the page. Flip it down, you're in first gear. Flip it up, you're in second gear. So, very fun. All right, that's exciting. You could make a ramp. Yes. Okay, where am I? I'm here. It looks like we're about. Oh, this one. Okay. Looks like we're about halfway done, and it's about 45 minutes in. So I think we're pretty. I think an hour and a half is about the right. How does a carburetor work? That is a great mystery of the universe, Alex. Something spins and air goes in places, and it's a wonder we ever got as far as we did with cars. Actually, I think the greater mystery is how an automatic transmission works. That's black magic. Like we're working on some exhaust pipes. Okay. They are using a nice, somewhat metallic, shinier plastic than they normally do. Okay. 105. And, oh. On this side, these all fit like that. There we go. All right, we've got a lot tighter of a suspension now. It's nice. Okay. this fellow. Oops. Oh, wow, that was an optical illusion. I thought I had one of these things on backwards. Okay. There we go. Got our front brush guard. Not brush, but radiator. Oh, radiator. Radiator. This goes like that, and let's see here. This comes through there. Okay. Go all the way through. It does go all the way through. Okay. And all right, this needs to be oriented thusly. Okay. This comes through from the back, and we have this as a spacer. And all the way through. Okay. Sometimes it's weird. Sometimes just putting things together like this, even before they're part of the final assembly, there are some things that I like the I like this as a creation, and without knowing what it is or what it's supposed to do or what function it will serve, I just like this little piece that's all together the way it is. Alright, we got some more of the shiny plastic that they were using for, I don't know, exhaust or probably maybe intake manifold. I don't know. Alright, big step with the wheel here. Yes, this assembly. Thank you. This is neat. It's got the directional tread on this like it would on an actual bike. I don't know if you can see it through the stream if the quality is good enough, but you can actually see that it is directional. Is this all for this one?
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Okay. All right, this is fun. Okay, so the tread is going to need to go that way for accuracy. brakes, and we want the drilled holes to be going the correct way, again for accuracy. It actually is a pretty good looking wheel. Everything. Okay, this needs to go through there. This is actually the new type of suspension that I hadn't seen before. I can't remember if I held this piece up earlier when I was talking about seeing some new interesting pieces in this set, but having instead of the standard spring like we see in the suspension normally, new kind. It's nice. That goes there. Yeah. Starting to look like a motorcycle. I'm going to borrow 2 of these to space these out appropriately. Cool. Okay. Here. This one goes there. Okay. This is a good looking wheel. One of the other Technic motorcycle sets is they have a BMW 1200 RS, 1200 R1200 GS. Is that what it is? And it was a really cool build. But I feel like right now, just looking at this wheel all by itself, I think this one's going to look a lot cooler than the BMW did. Okay, time to put this thing on here. Let's see, where's it attach? That one goes up here. There, I'm guessing we're going to put a rod through there real soon. Yep. That fits over that, and then if we put this upside down, this will go through the spot I just mentioned. Oops. Okay. Now we have an upside down motorcycle. Half of one. Which is anyone who rides motorcycles will tell you is not a good look for a motorcycle. There we go. go? You go right there. It looks like this should be on the other side, same spot. Okay, back up to the top here. There and oriented that way. Okay, and this needs to extend down there. That looks right. Oh, McBride's. Hello to across the pond. Front fork and shocks. I am not yet sure. It looks like that might actually be the entire thing holding that up. That's how it works, apparently. So, yeah, I'm surprised. I kind of would have expected maybe another brace or something, but that really wouldn't work when you would turn it. So that's apparently how that works. But also, hello to the UK. Assuming that the McBrides in London are the McBrides in London that I know. I can't imagine that there's another set of McBrides in London that would be watching my stream. But hey, it's a small world. Assuming you're the McBrides that I'm thinking of, are we coworkers again yet? Very good. Yeah. So there's this chunk of stuff here which is meant to support. There's this stuff which supports the housing for what holds all of this, but as far as the wheel itself hanging down, that's what you got. That's it. So, not for the faint of heart. Oh, we're about to get to our first. Another month to go. Okay, very good. We're about to our first stickers, it looks like. Closing in on. So it sounds like we will once again be co-workers just in time for you to be able to enjoy a nice holiday break. Well planned. Goes there, and okay, so we need stickers, and that's number 6, which is that one. Okay, Ducati, that attaches to that right there. Okay. Work smarter, not harder. So well done. Okay, this one's neat because when you put these together this way, you can kind of have this neat shape. It's, you know, it's flush, but has these angles to it that it does. It's interesting because normally I wouldn't think to put them together because on the inside these pieces are they don't really line up the right way. But if you just use that on the inside of the build, on the outside it has a nice shape to it. And it's definitely one of the Technic supercars where I saw them do that the first time, and I thought that was a very clever way to achieve some of the body paneling shapes that are needed for these sorts of things. Definitely wasn't a combination that I would have thought to do, just because it seemed fundamentally wrong, even though it works very well. I think I've mentioned this in a stream before, but I feel like some of these people who create these sets, let's see, here's number 7 and number 13. Let's do 13 first because there's more to it. Some of these people that make these sets, I feel like they must just lie in bed at night and they're constantly thinking, okay, well, we have these two pieces. How many different ways can we put them together in different combinations? And what sort of creative way could I put these pieces together that hasn't been done? What order hasn't been put together? What order have these pieces not yet been put together in? And then they find ways that they can put those into sets like this. 7 and 13. Try to line these up. Nope. Perfect. Beautiful. There we are. And that goes on this side. Sorry, this little flap goes up here. This goes on here. Oh, and then these go together like that. Come on, get in there. Perfect. Nice. Okay. And it's like more body paneling on this side of the bike. Presumably, we've reached the point where most of what we're doing now is like when we were building the Porsche last weekend, where we finished the more complicated bits, and then the rest of it's mostly just the complexity comes from just forming the shape of the vehicle the way it's supposed to be. So I think that's kind of what we're working on now at this point. And sticker number 1. This set does have a ton of stickers, but it seems with all of the big flat panels that it has, it's definitely going to give it more of an authentic look. Here. There. Oh. Okay. Interestingly enough, like I said, this is a 600-piece puzzle, or 600-piece set. I think, and I'm saying this not totally remembering, but I feel like the BMW motorcycle which before this one is what I would say is the best motorcycle set that they have. I feel like the BMW motorcycle had way more pieces than this. It seemed like it was a much higher number of pieces, even though I think it's going to be about the same size. So I'm going to look at that box when I get home and compare. I thought the BMW one was closer to 1,000, which is getting close to the double range on this one. But I could just be remembering that incorrectly. Sticker number 5. Yeah, I always wonder, like, what sorts of jobs, specific jobs exist within Lego? Like, is there somebody whose job is to think up new pieces? Or are they trying to build a specific, or are they working on a set and need something that is a specific shape that will then drive them and their need to create something new? Or do they have stuff waiting in the wings and they think, okay, well, this set, now we need something new for this guy, and what do we have? Or yeah, the whole internal process at Lego, I think would be really interesting to see what goes on inside the company and how these things come to be. Hey, secret squirrel. Haven't seen you in a while. This has actually been a really cool Technic set. And normally one of my biases with Lego is, generally speaking, for me, the number of pieces is directly related to how cool the set is, and this one is 600 pieces, which I would consider a smaller number. However, it's been very impressive. So I would say if you're looking for, if you enjoy Technic sets, this is definitely a good one to pick up. Okay, we need number 14. 14 goes here. Oh, I nailed that one on the first try. Awesome. Sticker number 10. Yeah, one of the things that's neat about the motorcycles, just like a real motorcycle, not just for Lego, is there's no fluff. There's no extra stuff. It's all right there for you to see. Come on, get in there. There we go. Okay. This wasn't on the other side. I wonder what this is going to be. Okay, no, that's funny. I have a feeling Well, it's telling me to put a sticker number 12 on this side of this guy. Oh, they're going to build another one. Okay, never mind. Just wondering why it had me put a sticker on one side, or have me put it together and put a sticker on the second side after building it, instead of having me put the matching sticker on the first side. But it looks like there's an inside and an outside to this. Yep. I did get the excavator. I haven't built it yet. That is a monster set, and it worked out very well for me to be able to do this set here with my dad sorting this weekend. He really likes the big Technic sets like I do, so generally speaking, I try to keep those for when he's visiting so that he can appreciate them while I'm building them. So that one is one that it's been getting saved for a rainy day, so to speak. But it looks like an absolute monster, and I'm looking forward to putting it together at some point. Generally speaking, I try to pick up most of the Technic sets that come out. Definitely all of the larger Technic sets that come out. Smaller ones I will play favorites with and pick and choose which ones of those I get. But I'm just such a sucker for the big Technic sets that whenever they release a new one, I'm all over it. Do you happen to have it, Secret Squirrel? Do you have it yourself? Yeah, one of the things that was actually one of the things I was looking forward to that set was that interact. I have a love-hate with the interacting with those, with you having to use your phone to interact with sets. I don't like the ones that force you to go through instructions like on your iPad instead of doing. I like the digital instructions like I use here. But the digital instructions are basically just a PDF of their normal instructions. When they have the instructions plus, or they have like for example, the Droid Commander set where you build R2-D2 and those guys, and then you have to control it all with your iPad. Those ones, to me, I don't like those sorts of instructions as much. I appreciate that they exist, but I enjoy putting them together this way more. I'm not totally opposed to using your phone as a controller for these sorts of things, but I want it to work well when you do and be responsive and like when I built the Top Gear little race car, I was pretty disappointed with it. It was kind of sluggish and was not what I was hoping it would be. But I'm trying to remember which other Technic sets I've built that have had the power functions that you have to use your phone for. Can't remember. I'm fickle. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And I'm glad that it's a long, fun build, so we'll continue to look forward to getting to that one. Okay. Need to make sure this stuff lines up. Okay, it looks like it's supposed to be lined that way, and I don't know why that's important yet, but I suppose we'll find out soon. Okay, this needs to be, just so that we can line these up correctly. That makes sense. Get on there, come on. There we go, almost. Uh-oh. Haha, got it. There we go. Okay. This really is pretty cool. So there's neutral, and then when you put it in here, it should. Uh-oh. Nope. Should be able to see. Oh, we don't have the belt attached to it yet. I was just thinking when this spins, we should be able to see the engine moving, but you kind of need to. No belt attaching it yet. Okay. Right now it looks like we're pausing on the bike to flip over to the stand. Presumably that's because now that we have wheels on this thing, it's going to be hard to flip it back over and keep building the top bits now that you can't just sit it flat on the table like it is currently upside down. So now it looks like we have to build the stand, which will then let us flip it back over. Still trying to think of what other big Technic sets. Maybe it was the crane. Dozer. I don't remember. Is there a fancy official name for a stand like this that you can rock your wheel back into? It's just a stand. Okay. this attaches like that. Ah, yeah, the new Sesame Street set. It definitely has a... looking at it, it made me feel very nostalgic. So, I don't think it's hard to describe. I want it just because it is such a nostalgic sort of a set. I don't think it's going to be a particularly interesting, complicated set to build, but I am excited. I'm excited that it exists. I'm happy that it exists. All right. I need to make sure, through the magic of television, my dad has put this together already. So we don't need to waste time on watching it get built, but I need to make sure that it has the right number. Sometimes they have extras. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Aha! There was indeed an extra link in the chain. All right. Okay. I do feel like the new Sesame Street set does... It looks exactly the way that it should. I feel like they did a good job with the little minifigs of the characters. I can't imagine it being any different than it is. It almost feels like you could take one more link out. Let's see if maybe I counted incorrectly. Oh, wait, but it's got some bend to it now. I'm going to see if I can take one more link out real quick here, just to see. That seems more right. So maybe I counted wrong earlier. Maybe there were 37 in the chain. If I didn't, then 34 of these is better than 35, and if you're building it, I recommend leaving one out. Definitely, it's not terribly sturdy in there. Oh, sticker time. Okay. What do we need? We need sticker number 15, V4R, and that goes toward the back. Yeah, the new Sesame Street set is one that I'll get for nostalgia, the nostalgia factor. But I'm not expecting it to be as amazing as the NES was, which was also a nostalgia purchase, but was also just an amazing set on its own. I think the Sesame Street set will be a happy that it exists sort of a set. Okay, this one needs sticker number 19. And because the instructions are smaller, I need to look in there. There we go. Okay. And I was in a chat thread with some other Lego enthusiasts, and somebody was mentioning that they were happy that Snuffleupagus was included in the set in his original form. Specifically that. Being Big Bird's imaginary friend, that he was invisible. Which I thought was pretty clever. Alright. Just a few pieces left here. Home stretch. Stickers 8 and 9. Okay. 8 goes on this side. And 9 is the opposite. Okay, 8 and 9. Like that. Goes on the back of the bike. Where's that go? Oh, that goes like that. Okay. These. Okay. All right. Time for the windshield. That's supposed to be. Flatten that out. All right, and got some headlights here. Let's see, if that's oriented that way, then that means this goes like that. Okay, that looks all good, and more stickers, 2 and 3. 2 2 for this side. Three for this side. Flip it over. Okay, if that goes like that, this needs to go here. Like that. Okay, make sure the lights are lined up. Okay, looks like everything's good. Two of these. See how this goes. Looks like that. Oh, okay. These ones are interesting. You gotta put it on and then rotate it downward. Will be a fun one to take apart later. Okay. Stuff's locked into place, and now we go back over this way. Final sticker. Best part of any build. Nope. There we go. Let's see if I put it on the right way. If it's upside down. Yep, that's correct. All right, and now for a very interesting, I hesitate to call it a piece, but it comes with a windshield, which is something that I have not seen done before. So it looks like we have to pop it out like this. It came with two, but very interesting. We have that, which has color on it already, which is kind of nice, as opposed to when you have the clear pieces that they ask you to put stickers on. And I just need to figure out how that's supposed to go on there. Oh, I skipped a step. Okay, these are the pieces that I wasn't sure how they were going to be used. They are swords. Samurai swords, katanas, whatever they're called. And normally this has no place in a Technic set, but this is what's used as pins for the windshield to hold on to be mounted onto. So it goes like that. And now this will actually slip over those. Very interesting. And very, very clever. Look at that. That's really cool. So you can see here, those fit over top. Oh, I think I have my swords angled incorrectly. There we go. Oh, that's better. Oh, whoops, this one's on backwards. There we go. Oh, that is just so clever. So you can see how that actually works out there. Huh. very, very clever. All right, just a few more pieces to go, and we'll have it all together. This one goes on this side. Yeah, when you see it all with these other pieces, it really just sort of makes sense. Very neat. It goes there. Let's go like that. Okay. Where are we here? Two more steps and we're pretty much done, aside from putting that guy on there. Goes out. That way and that way. This goes up through here somehow. Yeah, that's right. Okay. For the opposite side. Okay, I think that's just about the end of it. We just got to put the windshield on, and then I believe our bike is done. Oops. All right, it looks that's what it's supposed to look like. Got it. Okay, and that just clips right in here. And all of a sudden, it looks like a complete bike. I can get that piece in there. Come on. There. Awesome. Okay. Those little flaps. There we go. All right. Well, oh, and all of the body paneling can be easily removed. That's cool. Yeah. All right. So what you can see here now is, so this holds, there's actually a pin this sits into. I kind of thought that the holder bit back here would actually hold the wheel in place, but there's actually a pin that it sits on. So it kind of cheats. But we have a complete bike. Set that aside. You can see here, all the panels come off easily, so you can actually see what's going on inside. The front steering column does what it's supposed to do. You can see here that if we put it into, say, first gear, you might not be able to see it too well, but as it's turning, you can actually see the engine inside. You can see the pistons going. So that stuff actually works, which I think is fantastic. I love it when those things actually work. And we've got all the proper types of suspension and everything. So that came together really cool. I really like the way that looks. That's a cool looking bike. Pretty happy with that. So put it back on its stand for the time being. All done. As always, thank you so much. I'm actually not going to be building tomorrow. Today, this was the only build for this weekend. So you'll have to find something else to do tomorrow in the middle of the day. Be back next weekend to build the haunted house for Halloween, because it's the appropriate time to do that. So thank you all so much for showing up, and I had a lot of fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I will see you all next weekend. Bye.